up and go. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's
good afternoon.
beautiful. The sun is shining. I had a great weekend. And today is National Gingerbread Day. It's the season to celebrate gingerbread. Might sound strange, but on June 5th each year, gingerbread lovers across the country celebrate sampling all different kinds of gingerbread.
Did not know
The
that.
term gingerbread originally referred to preserved ginger, later referring to confections made up of honey and spices. So all of you are my honeys today, and you all get to take home a gingerbread muffin from Reister's Bakery.
Thank you very much.
All right, so you'll be taking that home today. So we try to do something different all the time. Normally we give out a loaf of Italian bread, but today was gingerbread day, so you're getting gingerbread. We believe in breaking bread with our clients because it's a community-based group, and we love everybody.
Thank you.
So happy gingerbread day out there. Everybody go buy some ginger because it's a good day to do it. So I have some really great guests here today. So I would like to introduce Isabella Eredita Johnson. She is the executive director of the Long Island Opera. We also have Kimberly Iannuzzi, gorgeous too. These two beautiful girls. Cranberry is her color. She is an operetta that is outrageous. You're going to hear her from the Long Island Opera. And I met a very handsome new man called Stephen Lowline.
That's right. Lowline, right.
Who sang opera his whole life and also does all kinds of things and works with these beautiful women.
Very
And
blessed to do so.
Last but not least, my dear friend, and that is, what is your name? Jackie Valenti.
Good to meet you.
Jackie wrote
Good
a book,
to be here.
Cooking Kept Me Sane. I also know Jackie from the business world. She just recently retired.
Yes, from advertising sales.
Yep.
And I'm now working on writing my second cookbook, which is going to be called Cooking Kept Me Sane, Home for the Holidays.
And you came from, let's talk about when you took the culinary school
I
and all that.
I did. I was in advertising sales for about 25 years, and I was doing very well, and all of a sudden the company just decided to go in a different direction. So they downsized, and I lost my job, and I was kind of floundering and wondering what to do with myself. So I decided to go to culinary school. I went for professional cooking, and then I took an extra year of baking and pastry arts. So I've worked in several Long Island restaurants as an executive chef, as a pastry chef. I had my own catering business.
You did a lot.
I did a lot, and now I'm retired from working in the restaurants per se, except for one. I'm still doing the dessert specials on the weekends for Piccolo in Belmore.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So that's my thing. And I do, specialty orders for people.
Like what? Like what could Greg order when he's around?
My orange scented scones
And
with
look at
chocolate
this,
chips
guys.
with orange butter.
Look what we have today to taste.
I do creme brulee, which I was written up in Newsday for.
You were?
Yes, I was. That's my specialty, and that is only available at Piccolo.
When was that? When did that come out? Because it sounds familiar.
About 10 years ago.
About 10 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, with all the cooking that you did do in the restaurants, you're probably happy to hang the hat.
I am. It's it's hard on the knees. It's very hard on the knees, and you're looking at 12 to 16-hour days.
Yes.
And I'm not young anymore. So.
Well, you look great.
Thank you.
And the fact that you went back to cooking school at what, 40?
42.
Wow.
That's
42.
pretty brazen.
That's
Yes, I was actually the
Very much
oldest
so.
in my class, including the teacher.
Really?
So that was only 2 years ago?
Yeah, oh, you're funny.
I mean, really,
that was fun. That was a lot of
it
fun.
must have been.
Yeah.
And they probably took care of you because
They
you were
did.
the
They
old
were-
lady in the class.
Exactly,
right? Yeah.
exactly. But it was also eye-opening.
Yes.
Because a lot of the younger students didn't really make it to the end of the program.
Right.
Because there's a lot to know, and there's a lot you have to answer for.
And chefs are tough.
And chefs are tough, yeah.
Were you a mean chef?
No,
in the
no,
kitchen?
no. But the teachers in the school, they would throw things in the kitchen.
Well, we've heard. We've heard. A very good friend of mine, Patrick, he worked in restaurants, and he says some of the chefs can't.
Yeah,
be
they
tough.
can get pretty mean.
And some of them are great,
Yeah.
But
I worked at Tellers in Islip. I was their pastry.
sure.
I was their pastry
Tellers,
chef.
that's very nice.
Yep.
Yes.
I worked at LaGrange Inn, the
Another good
historical
one.
landmark.
Another
The
one.
historical landmark.
Right.
I was their sous chef. And then in a tiny little place in Amityville called the Mousetrap Cafe, I was the executive chef.
Whoa! So you really had your share of
Yeah, I've had some great jobs.
BS.
Yes. Had
no,
some great
because
jobs.
chefs
Yeah.
do have to. Be
You put up with a
responsible for
lot.
So much.
You do put up with a lot. But there's a lot you get back in return.
Sure. Now, did you actually go out and talk to people after the?
I did, and I had a lot of people come, tell the servers different things to come into the kitchen and tell me, so I had to go out and speak to them. Most customers were
Nice.
gracious.
Right. Yes.
You did have a few who were, not so gracious.
well, that's in any industry.
That's true of any industry, right? But most were understanding.
Yeah.
And if anybody had an allergy, I would always ask the servers to make sure they find out, because that's a big thing now.
Yeah.
Allergies with
Oh,
people.
yes, peanuts.
Yep.
And,
Oh.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
careful.
It can be really
So,
dangerous.
what made you start writing this cooking?
Well-
Kept Me Sane. I like the title. Don't you?
Sure.
It's
My
great.
sister passed away right before I wrote this.
Well, we have so much in common. My
Yeah,
sister did
yeah.
too.
And I sort of did it as an homage to her and my mother, because my mom was my biggest influence growing up.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm.
And so I decided to get all the recipes down. Some are my family recipes, some are not, Some are just favorites. And there's a kid-friendly section in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to put it down on paper. I self-published this book.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. The next one I'm not.
Well, you need the help, because when I wrote my two, the little tiny one over there, I spent the same amount of money on because I got no help, because I was a dum dum.
No, you're a newbie. You're a newbie.
As I did on the big book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need the proper guidance when
Yes.
you're
Yes.
doing a book.
And now I have it.
Yeah. So you'll
All
be
thanks
great.
to you.
I'm glad that you caught on.
Yep.
Some of us, it takes a while to catch on. One thing I learned in business is no matter what, you could have the biggest job in the world, but if you wear 10 hats, you need at least 3 people
Mm-hmm.
to do what you tell them to do. Otherwise, you're going to go down.
Yeah,
If you
the
can't
support.
Very
delegate,
true.
forget about it.
Support.
It's just. So is this your kitchen? These photos are done in?
Yes, that was my kitchen
So
back then.
You have a big kitchen.
Well, I did back then. My
Mm-hmm.
new kitchen now, where I am, is a little bit smaller, but just as easy to work in. If you have the right equipment and you have the patience and you have the knowledge, you can work anywhere.
Right. And you did this a lot of baking with your mom.
Yes, my mother was a huge baker. My father had a tremendous sweet tooth. He used to say he didn't care what she made for dinner as long as she made dessert.
That's really
So name
cute.
some of the specialties.
Oh, chocolate bread pudding,
Oh,
That's great.
rice pudding.
That's one of my things I like.
Oh
rice
yeah,
pudding with
and my
cinnamon.
mother baked cakes and pies all year round. They also had a huge vegetable garden in the back, and I don't think
So
I
farm to
tasted.
table.
Yeah, I don't think I ever tasted a canned or jarred vegetable until I was about 18. Yeah,
That's wonderful.
and I didn't like them.
Yeah. And some of your tips about knives. What
Oh,
are
yeah.
you saying about that? You
Yeah.
have to have a special knife, right?
Well, you have to have the knife that fits your hand. Some people go out and they buy these 9-inch blades, and if you have a small hand, that's not going to work for you. You have to feel comfortable with it.
And then you have something about bananas.
Oh, bananas are funny little fruits and veggies. I freeze mine.
And why is that? For baking, it's better?
Yeah, just they slice better and they
With
keep
the skins
longer.
on
With
and
the
everything?
skins on,
And
yep.
then you take the skin off.
and you
when
take the skin off. Yep.
I never thought of that. Did you ever think of
Interesting.
freezing?
I do. I freeze bananas without the skin though,
Oh, okay.
because it's easier to cut for
Yeah.
a smoothie.
Yeah.
And recently, I started freezing cookies.
Yeah.
And
There's
I
nothing you
never
can't freeze.
knew you could do that. Because we had a party, we had so many leftovers, so I did it. And they
There's
taste
nothing you
just
can't
as
freeze.
good when they come out.
Sure.
But as an Italian person, freeze cookies. My mother never froze cookies.
Well, I don't think we had
never
many
lasted.
leftovers.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, you didn't have many leftovers. That was the real thing.
yes.
And then as far as cooking, like you say, slow heat. It's not good to put anything on high.
It depends on what you're cooking.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what There's braising, roasting,
Searing.
searing, pan frying, sautéing. It's all depending on what the product is that you're cooking.
So you grew up in Massapequa Park.
I grew up in Massapequa Park. I'm the youngest of 4 girls. There's only 2 of us left now.
Yeah, we were 4 girls too.
And,
We have so many things that
I
are
know.
similar.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a lot of similarities. Yes. So, what's your favorite recipe in this book?
That's a
I'm
tough one.
already
That's a
hungry. I'm
tough
looking
one.
at stuffed mushrooms.
I think my
cakes.
favorite would have to probably be the ribs, barbecue spare ribs.
Oh, those are good. They
I make a killer barbecue spare
melt
ribs.
out of your mouth, huh?
Falls right off the bone.
This
Oh.
is a vegetarian.
Very nice. And your favorite dessert?
Creme brulee.
Oh, so
I'm known
how
for
do you
that.
make that?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's literally 4 ingredients,
really, is that it?
but it's how it's put together.
Take an
But it's
information.
how it's put together.
That's Susan's favorite dessert, creme brulee.
I should have brought you one.
Wow. So you brought us this.
I
It's
know.
beautiful. Are you kidding?
It's actually vanilla bean, heavy cream, egg yolks, and sugar.
And you just
No,
no.
nope. If I tell you, I might have to hurt you.
Okay. Well, I used to cook when I was young. Italian meals to die for.
It's how it's put together. Everything has to be at room temperature. The egg yolks
Yes.
have to be at room temperature. You have to whip them in the mixer with the sugar. The heavy cream has to be heated slowly with the vanilla bean. Then it all has to get strained and then baked in a water bath. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of steps to it.
That's why it's so delicious.
That's why it's so
Yeah.
delicious. Exactly.
Now,
Well,
is it an original French recipe?
Yes.
Or?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I passed the baton of cooking at 50 to the rest of the kids.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I don't cook anymore. I tell the truth. I'm very blessed. I have a wonderful man in my life. He takes me out a lot.
Good.
That
You all
works.
know him.
That works.
And I don't cook anymore. Do I miss it? Not really. But I used to cook a lot.
isn't it the cleanup? That,
Yes.
That's the rough part of it.
Yes.
right?
Yeah, especially when you make big dinners. I used to make dinners, for like 22 people in
Oh,
a
yeah.
3-room apartment
27 people for
on Jericho
Thanksgiving.
Turnpike over a store we
Yep.
lived. But we did it.
Yep.
22 people would come. We'd bring the chairs, tables, and everybody
Year
would
after
eat.
year, I had Thanksgiving for 27 people.
Wow.
25-pound bird, all the fixins. The next day, I was
Dead.
down for the
Well,
couch.
that's it. You just usually need
Yeah.
a 24-hour rest after that kind of a thing.
I hope the family helped you to
Yeah.
clean up.
Oh yes.
I mean,
oh
after
yeah. I didn't
all.
do any of the cleanup.
Oh,
None of that.
That's only fair.
Yeah.
So tell me what this means, like in a synopsis. Your past is not your future.
Well, I've had a couple of past lives. I feel like.
Oh, so you're like a cat with 9 lives?
I feel like I've lived several different
Types of things.
scenarios.
Good. That's always good.
I've had a few ex-husbands.
That'll do it.
But you know what? You're not alone. There's a lot of
No,
women
I
out
know,
there
I
that
know.
have that.
So I consider those lives. Each relationship is a different life.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So how many's a few? 2?
Three.
3? You got married 3 times. Okay, I guess there won't be a 4th.
Oh no.
Yes. Well, after a certain age, you're like, we don't need to be married. We're good friends. We don't need the ring.
No, I'm very happy doing what I'm doing right
Well,
now.
that's the age too.
That's important.
When you get to a certain age and you are comfortable with who you are,
That's exactly right. And it's taken me to get to this age to figure that out.
well, it takes a long time.
I know.
You're not the only woman.
42. Thank you, Steve.
There you go.
You're not the only woman. Because
Yeah,
I
I'm
coach
telling
women a lot that are in change, in denial, in what am I going to do?
Yep.
When am I going to grow up?
Yep.
I just lost my job. I want to quit, and it's like, first thing you ask them is, what do you love?
And I love to
Give
cook
me
and bake.
something you love.
That's
and
what I love
then
to
from
do.
that, you go to that. But I also recommend that everyone, including all of you, once volunteer for something that you have never done before.
I do that. I do
And
that, yes.
you will
Very good
have
idea.
a ball.
Mhm.
Because when you volunteer, you're around people that A, want to be there, B, are very kind,
Mm-hmm.
and C, don't get mad at you because you're not paid.
Right.
That's true.
So you really have fun, and then you meet people in the process,
Right.
and maybe you get a gig. That's how I get most of my gigs, That's how I wound up in this film, by volunteering at the film festival.
There you go.
And then meeting so many different people that, it was just so much fun.
Sure.
And, we talk a lot about showing up, networking. My book is every day, get up, get dressed, show up. Doesn't matter where you are, but make sure you get up, get dressed, show up. And that's how I live my life now. But I was downsized at 50. And I worked in a big media company. I loved it. It was my life. It took a while. And I couldn't get a job because I
It's
was
a blow.
too smart,
It's a
too old,
blow.
and made too much money.
You know, we have to change. We have to go with what happens with us and make that change and
Yes.
just keep going forward.
Exactly.
Yes.
You follow your
Don't-
bliss.
Right. Don't
Yes.
stumble over what's behind you.
And not only that, you know, what came to me was, you know, okay, well, if I'm doing this, I mean, I can't be that bad. Who else is doing this? So
Exactly.
as I would go on interviews, I see the same people in the hallways. We were all going on the same jobs.
Wow.
So we started to meet in the diner until the diner bastard that he was threw us out.
Get
He
out.
threw us out of the diner,
Really?
Sweet Hollow Diner.
Wow.
Yes, he's dead. He's no longer alive.
Hello, Diner.
So's the
Yes.
diner.
He's gone. So the day he threw us out, we called the press, and they came, and that's how we became the Long Island Breakfast Club.
Wow.
And from that, all the other things happened in the last 17 years.
That is funny.
Yes, so they were calling us the downtrodden. And yet we were professionals, we had good jobs,
And you were eating
We were
lunch or
dressed.
breakfast there?
and the place was empty. But he was just an old-fashioned grump.
Yeah.
And I went to see I don't know, 6 months ago to see the place because they redid it. And the girl behind the counter, so she goes, yeah, that's him. You know him very well. Because I told her. She goes, yeah, that's him. He was a grump. So it was someone in his family. So they didn't hide the fact, you know. But again, we have to thank them.
Yeah.
Because if that didn't happen, all the other stuff didn't happen.
Right.
And in my book, there were stories of 79 women who got either fired, dumped, had a divorce, got sick, all the stories, and came out of it and got better. And those women now wrote their own books.
Wow.
And that's what we do. We publish books now as well with Red Penguin. And she now came on to us, and she's publishing a new book.
Yep.
So,
You're telling me now that we have to write a book?
well,
Yeah.
I got to tell you, writing a book changes your life.
Cathartic.
Oh,
It
Look,
really is
I never would have
cathartic.
met you,
I better
right?
have a scone first.
And also, now, not only writing a book changes your life, getting out there. And I met them because I was at a nice party. One of the men was that they knew said you should talk to them, and they became my client. And I do a lot of PR for them. So I do
That's
everything
great.
in there, anything and everything. That's what we do with the show.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, but you have to wear a lot of hats.
Yes, you
today.
do.
Yes.
You do these days.
To
Especially
make it-
nowadays.
You do.
Forget about it.
Mhm. You have
It's
to have your
not-
fingers in many fires.
The business world is tough. Right
It
now.
is. It's different. Much
But,
different.
you know, women do push a little more,
hmm
you know, but men do
We
too.
have to. We have to.
But, you know, sometimes a man needs that woman's push to go further.
What is that favorite line from my
Behind
Big Fat
every
Greek
successful
Wedding?
man
Yes.
is,
The man might be the head, but the woman
is the neck.
Yeah, that's a good one. I
There
never
you
heard
go.
that.
That is a
I
good
think we
line.
should use that.
That is a good one.
The man might be the head, but the
remember
woman
that.
is the neck.
That controls
like that.
the head.
That's a good one. I like it. I love all these little sayings. Really. And, you know, when you haven't tried anything, for example, since I'm dating my friends, I never ate Irish food, didn't know much about Irish people.
Really?
Nothing, no.
There's some
And
great dishes.
2.5
from
years
Ireland.
now, he's got me eating things
Oh,
and
good.
trying things.
Bangers and mash.
Yeah,
Bangers
and
and
I
mash.
also know about Kerry, Ireland, where
Ooh.
he comes from.
And kiss the
And
Blarney Stone.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and I, as an Italian family, we didn't have Irish friends, but it's not because we didn't want to.
You just did. They weren't in the neighborhood.
did it, and all we
Yeah.
ate was pasta. You know,
Ah,
so I'm learning a lot,
and your world is opening up.
really. And then another
That's
thing
a
is
beautiful
sometimes
thing.
I
It
help people meet other people. So
Yes.
I met my wonderful man in the diner because I'm a diner person in the morning because it's the cheapest meal of the day. And that's how the Breakfast Club began. It's diners, cheapest meal of the day. And that's how a lot of people meet. But I met him in the diner. So when I coach a couple, a man or a woman that want to, you know, meet someone, I'm like, go to the diner. Sit at the counter. People,
really good.
men that don't have wives or they
And
sit at
girlfriends,
the
they
counter.
sit at the counter. That's very true.
Go to the same spot.
That's very true.
And if you find a man at the counter, then go that same day once a week because he's there on the same day. Yes.
Good for you.
I have all kinds of
to write
different...
another book.
that's
Yes.
that's
That's
genius.
genius.
That is
I
genius.
never thought of
Wait, is
that.
It really is
Is
genius.
this information in any of your books?
Not this. This is like now happening a lot since
Now
I met
she's
him.
giving it away, though.
Yeah.
This is it.
And I do that a lot. And I know they have a lot of singles things, which are great. And they're fun. But, you know, there are all so many people there. And it's like these 3
At
minute
a certain
talks.
age, you want to be a little bit more.
Yes. And then if you have a
Okay.
question about that man, just talk to the waitress. And she'll tell you if he's single or not.
This is true.
This is all good
This is
tips.
all
I'm
true.
telling you, this is what I do. I'm a talker.
No, I'm going to have to try that.
Yes.
I will try that. Be careful.
That's very
I might be asking at the diner.
So I'm taking it that you're single.
Yes, well, actually, I have a partner.
Oh, okay. Well, you do.
And I'll
so-
share that with you because he has just been made director of film and television for the town of Huntington.
Congratulations.
Joe Schramm.
Oh, congratulations.
So,
It's not. His wife isn't. He doesn't have a woman in his life.
no,
Shram, what's her
if
name?
you'd like to call that way,
Oh,
it's
okay.
me.
Oh, all right. Okay. So I need your email. Joe Schramm.
yes, yeah,
Because
director
with
of
this
film and
new
television.
film that we're doing,
That's
he's going to
wonderful.
want to know.
Congratulations.
And
We
he
have
is
to
very,
meet.
very
Connections,
supportive
right?
of us and Opera Night Long Island.
Great.
Wow.
I mean, it's
We
really,
would love to have
it's
him
really
on the show
all
someday.
of this has happened in the last few months, and
Really?
thanks to
Nice.
Isabella. It's really an amazing thing what's going
Well,
on.
these women are just
They are.
I'm going to interrupt.
wonderful.
you. I'm totally sorry.
Welcome,
I
Greg.
apologize. Hi, everyone. Because I'm sorry.
Oh, good. It's so happy to have you back.
How are you guys?
Good.
Great. This is a
All right, so we're going to start the show over again.
All right.
Okay?
Back
let's
is
go
back,
with this.
everybody.
Great.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. That's a little late. My throat is a little harsh from, before I forget,
Let's talk about the
I have to
fair.
say at the fair, besides that, happy birthday to Jenny.
Yes.
Jenny, she turned, I think, 22.
Jenny, we
21.
love you.
21 and 22.
Yeah. She's coming in Thursday.
There she,
so,
all right,
yes.
so she'll be, so we'll
do-
celebrate.
Yes, definitely.
And welcome everyone. I'm sorry I missed part of it. I'm trying to
No
watch
need,
everything.
never
in,
be
so
sorry.
Never be sorry. I like that.
Yeah,
I gotta
this is
remember
the first
that.
time you're meeting this
Yes,
great lady.
yes.
She's a
yes.
big part of the Chamber of Commerce in Freeport.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
how we
great.
met. I did a book thing there,
Okay.
and that's how I met Jackie. And she also
Did she
used to-
stalk you too?
Yeah.
Oh, no, really? This is the first. This is the first.
She,
I stalked her.
Oh, did you? Oh,
she also just
I've never heard that in years.
yeah, really. She retired from the Herald,
Oh, okay.
so she's a good friend of our other friends at the Herald.
Oh, great,
Yes.
great. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Great
wanted to
be
give
here.
a
Great
quick
to be
shout.
here.
I want to
ahead,
give a
yeah.
quick shout out to Franklin Square Kiwanis. I want to thank you. I want to thank you
Oh.
for taking a big part. And Susan, you know we love you.
Oh, yeah.
And she's really a worker. And the other Jenny, there's Jennifer and Jenny. Jennifer, thank you so much. She's another member. Jenny and Jenny's the president, and she did a great job.
Yes.
Alan Finkley, I want to thank you, and everyone else. My son, my daughter.
Who
I want
look
to
great.
I want to thank them also helping out with the bouncy houses.
And let me tell you, they were a good
Was
idea.
this on Friday night at the
No, this was
Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
But wasn't
You know,
it
it's-
crowded?
yeah, it was really crazy,
Good.
and I'm really very glad the turnout was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was a little cold in the morning
Yeah.
time, and
But it warmed up.
yeah, it warmed up a lot, and all of a sudden it got crazy. So the vendors were happy. That's all that matters. As long as the vendors are happy,
Yeah, I
and
think out of the
everybody's
whole
happy.
place, it was
Yeah.
a lot of people. There was one unhappy lady. I met
But
her.
you always have that. You always
There's
have
always one. There's always one in every
She
town.
goes, and you know what she says? She says she was unhappy because she broke even.
Oh,
Wait, I can understand
didn't make
if you're
any money, she
losing
broke
money.
even.
Listen, in these kind of incidents,
You don't know.
Incidents,
You don't know.
you never
don't know.
know.
You take a risk.
Right. But
And break
they all
even
do
is
well.
good.
That's why they
Yes.
all really go from
Come
town
back.
to town. They
Right.
keep coming back.
right.
The other
Keep doing it.
10 times that she was there, she was like, oh, I had a good day. I had a good day. The first time in, I think, 10 years, well, I kind of wasted my time. I broke even. I could have stayed home. And I
Oh,
looked
that's
at her.
just wrong.
But that's
And
just
you know
the way
what?
people
I-
are.
Yeah,
again,
that's a
you
bad
can't
way to
please
feel.
everybody. So,
No,
Yeah.
they-
other than that, you know what? Everything else was great. The
They were-
food
they
was
were
great.
very
All the
happy.
food vendors, they were phenomenal.
yes.
And those kids that were riding the bicycle, I told you I'd give you a shout out. If I catch you next year, you're done.
They
These
were-
kids, they're good kids. Listen, I know the kids, they're good
Banging
kids.
into everything.
But they're riding their bicycles, those big wheel bicycle things, and
Oh,
they're going like this in
flipping
between
up and
people.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doing wheelies.
doing
I'm
wheelies.
like, out of every place that you want to do this, you have kids and carts and this.
Yeah, that's not the place to do it.
Well, it was an empty spot. Well, then listen, there are other blocks on the outside you can go to. Then I tell them, I swear to you, I think I spent more time chasing and yelling at the kids, at those kids and anybody else, you know? So,
Well, you know,
but it was
it was a
great. It
great
was
day.
really, really, really great.
And I'm sure, I mean, the girls, I mean, I didn't do as much as they did. They walked everywhere. I'm like, they must have slept 24 hours.
Oh,
after.
forget it.
was a
Yeah, we
lot
were
of
there. We were
walking.
there. I think we got there at like 5:45. I'm sorry, they got there at 5:45. I got there at 6. So I'm sorry.
AM.
Like you should be,
Yes,
you know, I'm
it's a
getting
lot
yelled
of
at for
work.
15
It is a lot of
minutes.
work,
We, you know, yeah, but then they had to put the highway. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
guys,
they
for
did a good
putting
job
up all the
cleaning up.
barricades and cleaning. And I'm sorry.
Alpine.
Oh,
restaurant.
Alpine Diner. Always got to give a shout out. Socrates came by. He was from the Lantern Diner, and they were both there together. So I want to thank them also. And if I am missing anybody, I apologize. And let's continue.
Yeah. So anyway, we've been talking to Jackie. She's just like one of these dynamite women that changing again. You know, now she's writing a second book. This is her book, Cooking Kept Me Sane.
Okay.
Great book. And she's changing her look, and
Yeah.
the book's going to be obviously larger.
It's going to be a little smaller because it's just going to be all holiday cooking.
Oh, holiday
It's going to be
cooking.
home for the holidays, and it'll be out before
Wait, don't make it
Thanksgiving.
smaller because
It'll be out
I have a
before
hard.
Thanksgiving. Well, the print will be bigger.
Okay, good.
So that, let me tell you, I could
Soon I
already
was
think
going to
of
ask
the
you,
theme.
can you have it in Braille for me? 'Cause I'm
So if
really
you're ready for the book launch, that's a great
That's
theme.
yes.
Home
yes.
for the
Home for
holidays.
the holidays, exactly.
Terrific.
Yeah. So it'll
So
be out
you
before
made these.
Thanksgiving.
She
Me.
made these. You
These
can
are the
taste one now.
orange scented
Why doesn't
chocolate
everyone
chip
take
scones
one
with
one
orange
now,
butter.
or do you want to have one after?
It's up to them.
Yeah, do you want one now?
A little later.
Well,
Yeah, later? Okay.
I don't everybody wants to see
Later,
yourself
I can
crumbs and
enjoy it
everything's
better.
Yeah, you
falling
don't
off.
want to be
You,
eating
of
on
course, have
camera.
to sing. So.
So let's move on to, first of all, our new friend Stephen.
Well, hello everyone.
So
it's nice
now
to see
you were
you.
starting to tell me you were from a different country, or?
No, I'm from the United States.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were
I know you're from a
Yeah,
different
London,
country.
England.
I
You
know.
sound good though.
It's really kind of funny because everybody says, "Oh, well, now where are you from?" You know.
Yeah, well, you have that
And
great voice.
What happened was I was born in the United States, and my mother is French, and went to France to live with my family. Came back. I went to school. The kids made fun of me because I came back with I spoke French, and then I came back with an accent, and my parents got a British tutor, and the British tutor taught me British English. And then I lived on Long Island, and I'm not going to bore you with the rest of the details. This is what you're getting.
I like it. I think it's grand.
Luckily,
love
it
it.
served me well, having been able to, host certain events, and people enjoy hearing me speak. So I'm here with all of you.
You
You
have
took
a
my
great
job.
voice.
That's the
Yeah.
bottom line.
Yeah.
You took my job.
Greg's job. Oh, I'm sorry.
You did a good. You're phenomenal.
Yes, you are. You are.
Phenomenal.
You demand
Thank
an
you, sir.
audience just like these beautiful
Phenomenal.
women too.
Thank you so much.
You know, and now that I hear your friend is from the theater.
The director of film and television.
Oh, Pauline.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
We're having
Surprise.
lunch.
Surprise.
We're definitely having lunch.
You know,
with
let me
your
just
friend.
get off the show now.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, but I'm happy that you came, and you're very
Thank you.
easy to talk with.
Um,
You're always dressed so nice at the opera.
Well, I try because
Yes.
I try to make sure that I represent everybody properly.
Right.
It's a wonderful organization headed by a magnificent lady who,
Yes.
No.
who brought
kidding me?
it through
She's
the pandemic
phenomenal.
We
and
love
is
her.
bringing it
Yeah.
alive.
Phenomenal.
And
again.
she taught us both about opera.
There you
I
go.
didn't know anything. Greg knows more than me because he speaks a lot, on the. But I'm learning a little now, and I actually love coming.
Well, I got a kick out of Greg because he had thought that the storyline behind operas were all like peaches and roses and,
Right, I saw.
lullabies and
There's a lot of
sweetness.
death.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's
And
Listen
man
to it.
kills
Listen-
his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Murders.
yeah.
I mean, it's like every other
Murders,
day.
Suicide.
I
Somebody,
don't
yeah.
like you.
It's true. I turn around and I say, wow.
And they could do it
This-
more than
I-
once,
I-
right?
yeah, and I turn around, it's like 1 minute.
But it's intense.
It's love. Yeah. First of all, because I didn't grow up on that, so it was really difficult trying to understand the words. And I had asked her, and I said, are they literally saying the words? Well, they are saying the words, but they're saying it in song.
Right.
And I sat there, and it sounds so great as you're singing while you're slicing somebody's throat. and with love and passion, like whatever. And,
Well,
and
there's
then
passion,
you'll get a
there's
little,
passion.
then you'll get a little finger point, and I'm like, I think
A
she's
lot of
mad now. Okay, and it's, I got to tell you, it's amazing. It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Greg, Bernadette has stabbed me like
You
27
see, look,
times.
she told me. She told,
I had to put you in there.
It's over 30.
And Bernadette was supposed to come today, but she's a little under the weather.
Yeah, she is.
So if you're watching, Bernadette, we miss you, and we'll have you back another time. Looking forward to seeing you. Hopefully Friday, I'm coming with
and
back.
the patience that she also had. I mean,
With you.
these women had patience, and then they just kind of threw me to her. And meanwhile, I mean, she's a great teacher.
Yeah.
But you can see
She's tough,
she's
right?
got that.
Greg had to learn 3 extra languages.
I'm sitting here. I speak
Italian,
French. Okay, my mother's from London, outside of La Louvre, and so. But I had a nanny, a babysitter who spoke French, Creole, and she was from Santo Domingo. She's from Haiti, Santo Domingo.
Wow.
So my mother would say, speak to her in French. My father's Italian. My mother would say, speak to him in French. But she spoke to me in Creole and Spanish. But my mother spoke to me in French. So, I mean, I could speak a little of everything. And I got to tell you, just trying to learn something like that, especially at this age.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Definitely.
I swear to you, I'm trying to pronounce just a simple thing, which, okay, no. Bernadette's like, it's not pronounced like that. I said, the woman scared me.
With the
I was like, you know, like just saying, we just say the word France. I don't care. Saying, I would go, France? She goes, no, plus. You know what I mean? It was just, and she's amazing. And the daughter, Denise, I love you too. You're a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And really, I thank you guys so much. And I'd like to try to be able to at least come and watch.
Oh, absolutely,
Of course you
Greg.
would.
Please
I'm really
do.
looking forward to
We have
that.
a lot of friends there.
Oh, yeah.
They're
No.
always looking for you when I'm there and you're not.
And talking about
Everybody's always
people.
saying, "Where's Greg?"
Meeting people. I mean, everybody's.
Yeah.
You know, you never realize how something like this you start, and I got to tell you, it's very small now. It's just growing and growing. Not realizing how many people are really enjoy.
Well, plus the
I
fact,
swear to you.
let's talk about really what's happening. I mean, you're growing, obviously.
Well, of course, we closed for the pandemic, and then we reopened, I think a year ago in May. And it was a small group, but we have to thank you, Tina, because
Yes.
with you, we had a Newsday feature. We had News 12.
Nice.
And with that, the next month,
Yeah,
we
everything.
doubled our audience.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
So just having the exposure, because people are not aware that that there's
No, and we're-
opera being offered
Right.
on the island.
And we're working hard to get
Yes.
more.
Mhm.
And I'm so glad that Bob Spiato.
Yes.
We introduced you to Bob Spiato, and now they have a big event over there.
Right. It turns out that
At the what's
Yeah.
the name of the units where he works?
it's in Plainview.
It's those big, co-ops.
and it's
Yeah.
it might be a senior
Country.
place. Yes.
Country Point or
Country
something like
Point
that.
or something like
he
that, I'm
was
not
so
sure.
happy to meet you, and
And
they
which
booked
I
you.
didn't know, there's an opera day, a World Opera Day, which is on October 25th, and that's
in the world,
day,
right?
Yeah.
The World Opera.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so which I didn't know. So we're celebrating it on that day.
Oh,
Which
nice.
is, and it's a beautiful place.
Yes, yes.
It's got a really nice, well, it's a busy place, but
They're going to be performing at the Lincoln Center.
the rich and the famous live there at this place, just so you know.
Okay.
But you guys know how to dress like the rich and the famous because you always do. So
Because they are the rich and famous. That's right.
that's right. But he's a great performer. I don't know if you know that.
I think I've seen him on some clips, and yes,
He is a great performer. I just recently went to see him at something, and he's just a good guy. I know him from Hofstra. So back in the day, he got laid off at Hofstra. So it's all the people that
Yeah.
all
It's
the
all the
stories.
connections.
Yeah,
How
that's
things
right.
change.
Second
That's right.
stories. Second and third stories.
Yep. So it works out good, and I met Greg in the dry cleaners, so that's how we became good friends.
Now tell us about that chapter.
You got to get off the show. She'll
I
tell you.
always talk to everyone. He
Yeah.
was carrying some very nice looking clothes, and he was dressed terrifically. And I said, "You smell good. You're very handsome. Come on my show." This was before Greg joined me, and the rest is history. And we've been together since. I was alone.
I'm holding
on
my
the show.
clothes in a bag. She's like, "You smell really good." I'm like, "Who are you?" Right, And it was funny because it's just I'm one of those that the first thing that, like, I think I take after my dad. You get out of the shower, after you throw cologne on, you get dressed and you take off whatever it is. But you always have to have a jacket and you always have to dress accordingly because you just never know where you're going to be, who you're going to meet, whatever. And I'm like, wow, this all paid off to meet a woman in a dry cleaner. Okay, all it is hard work. Over 50, well, I could say 56. I don't care. My birthday's coming up. I'll be 57. And I got to tell you, the rest is history. And I think it was the best use of Bleu de Chanel cologne I've ever had.
Well, we just get along great, and
it.
we bump off each other. We fight just like husband and wife.
See,
so we're work wives.
Just in case I make an opera song of I'm smiling and I'm singing in love. And, don't take it personal, anyone.
Yeah.
La maledizione.
I love that. So anyway, that's really how, and it's all karma. Good karma in general, good people. That's how shit happens in plain English. I use words that are
Strong
positive.
Yeah.
And so now we're so happy to be involved with the Long Island Opera.
And I'd like to say for people to keep up with us because we're performing often. And
You
in
have a
September-
lot now.
Yes.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if people can remember, operanight.org.
That's good.
So we're a not-for-profit. We're a 501c3. We're volunteers. And we're making it happen. We're
You
making
are.
opera
You
happen,
really are.
which is great. And
what are some of your upcoming performances?
well, just this coming Friday, we're going to be in Huntington. We're going to be at the Unitarian Universalist on Browns Road. Like I said, if you go onto the website, you'll keep abreast. I live in Northport, and as well as and you're. I think
I grew up in
Kimberly,
East
she grew up in
Northport.
Northport, and Stephen's from Northport. And it's just great to have a wonderful cultural program that's happening on a regular basis.
It's
Yes.
great because you're having so many
But
now.
we were just recently in Douglaston, and we're going to be in Babylon. We're all over the island where people invite us, and where there's a piano, anything can happen.
Well, that's
So true.
Don't
So-
you have a story
Yeah.
about a piano from the
About a
beginning?
piano.
Isn't there something about
we
you?
We started in a cafe, and there was an old honky-tonk piano. But if there's a piano, not a keyboard, I mean, to me,
There's a difference.
yeah, there is a difference. Anything can happen. So it started back in 2004 with 3 sopranos. Kimberly was one of them. And I just said, bring your music. You know, we're going to just do it on the spot. We had no rehearsal.
No.
And there must have been about, you tell the story. What was the first night with the
So-
coffee grinding
Yeah.
machines?
So Isabella said, just come. Do you have some arias prepared? Yes. And I had just given birth to my daughter, Kyria. And I thought, this is great because it'll get me out there singing. So we connected. And I think there was something with the dry cleaner. So when you brought up the dry cleaner and connections, I had a dress altered. And then something happened where how did we get in touch again? Because I learned that you were doing opera night, and then we kind of connected, and then we picked the date, and I remember my husband in the back holding my daughter, and in the middle of the aria with the half step out of tune piano, you'd hear so the cappuccino machine would be going on.
Oh, that's funny.
And so you just had to, like, we would look at each other and just be like, okay,
Yeah, keep
this is
going.
it.
Keep
This is what we're gonna
going.
keep doing. So you just kept, the show must go on. We kept singing, and sometimes we would sing 7, 8, 10 arias in a night because there were 3 of us. So
it was a round
just,
robin.
It was.
So you each
it
took
was,
turns.
We did take turns, and it was just great because people started talking. And then there was a couple of months where, like, I knew it was going on, but then it moved to the St. Paul's Methodist
Right.
Church.
We moved because there was one evening where we had all these teenagers coming.
Mm-hmm.
And Newsday also happened to be there. So they took a picture of all the teenagers, and the headline said, "These teenagers prefer opera over Puff Daddy."
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
So with that, the next
Oh
month,
no.
we packed the house the cafe made no business because nobody could even get to the counter
Wow.
to get a cappuccino.
Oh, wow.
Somebody called the fire marshal.
No.
It's always
One
one
in
of
every
those.
crowd.
Yeah,
Really?
well, we couldn't move. We were like sardines, all for opera. So we had, at the time, there was a wonderful pastor right across the street at St. Paul's United Methodist Church, which we're there from September to May. There's no air conditioning, so that's why we choose all those months between September and May. So we moved across the street, and people just kept coming.
Nice.
And people were telling other people. You see, people know more about opera than they think. Unfortunately, it's introduced to us in not the best way. Though young children have to sit through a long-winded opera and they have to behave for the 2 hours it takes,
Yeah.
and they're saying, what? And singing in another language. However, like my introduction to opera was really through Looney Tunes. You know, you'll have Sylvester the
Cartoons.
cat singing the Figaro.
That's
that's
funny.
fun.
Very
Never
true.
thought
Sure,
of
that's
that.
And
so
in
true.
a little bit, we're
You're too
going
young.
to even have Kimberly sing something which people will recognize from the British Airway commercial, when in fact it's from a famous opera of Delibes. And if you come to an opera night, we do make sure that in the first half of the concert, you're going to hear something that you know, whether it's La Donna Immobile. Who could sing? You want to sing? a
Yeah,
couple of
let's hear the list.
the melody, or I know you're not quite. I'm putting you on the spot for that. But people that hear,
She's good at that. She's good at that.
You know,
Yeah.
it's sung by a gentleman usually.
Right. But
Yes,
recognize
the
the
Duke of
melody.
Mantua.
Exactly, and there's so many great melodies that we do know, and I just feel, you know, in the society that we're in now, we could use as much comfort
Definitely.
and as much. It's like an escape.
Yes.
Definitely.
You know, you
Yeah.
put on the news and it's a downer.
Depressing.
But then you take yourself into this form of opera night. People are happy to be there.
Yes.
There's this vibrant, wonderful energy. And by the way, we do have a reception afterwards. Coffee and some, you know, cookies or whatever. But the idea is that you get to mingle with the wonderful singers, hear their story.
Absolutely.
Making connections. And that's really why you would want to come
Yes.
on so many levels.
And you
yeah.
really leave very happy and feeling good. And when you really identify with some of the songs and someone explaining it to you in English, it's so much easier to identify.
Kevin, one of my friends, Kevin Camp, I love you. I know I'm going to see you soon. He goes,
What does
kill
he
the
say?
rabbit, wabbit.
I'll think about it.
Sing it. He writes, kill the
that's
wabbit.
right.
Yeah, kill the wabbit.
That's
Only you,
right.
Kevin, only you.
That's Die Valkyrie, right?
Valkyrie, right.
From the Valkyrie from
On the
Wagner.
Valkyrie.
Well, Stephen, maybe you might want to say a little bit about, talk a little bit about how we benefit not just the audience, as we're talking about, but the singers themselves.
Well, for the singers themselves, it's really very important for the connection with the audience. But aside from just with the singers among themselves, one of the things that I remember when I was singing, there always seemed to be, there was the stage, there was the orchestra pit, and then there was the audience. And of course, if you're performing in an opera, that's normal. But what Opera Night Long Island is now trying to do is, I will say to the audience, welcome to this venue, welcome to St. Paul's. And I'd like to tell you this is what we're going to be doing this evening. But then I say, and now singers, I'd like to introduce you to the audience so that the ice is broken right from the get-go. The audience sees them. And then they get to see the audience, and I introduce them, you know, en masse, soprano, alto, bass, and I make the tenors wait till the end because, you know, they get a little bit high.
Do you see why you took my job? Do you see why? Okay.
So there's an immediate connection
Yeah.
between the singers and the audience and amongst the whole group. So that energy is a go.
Right, and they're looking for them
Yeah.
again, maybe
And
the
they're
next
looking
show.
for them again.
Right.
And when you introduce each individual singer and what they're going to be singing, the audience says, oh yeah, I remember he announced that before.
Exactly.
So that ice is broken. That's done.
Repetition.
You've made that
That
connection.
interaction, it's great
It's
already.
very
So,
educational.
and it's also,
Extremely.
thank you.
It
The
is.
other thing is to educate the audience and say,
I'm gonna
look, I'm going to tell you
Yes.
in 2 sentences what this is about.
It is.
It's in Italian. This is what the text is saying.
Which is
You've got
wonderful
to
to do
understand
that.
the text.
That's great.
This, wait a second.
Two
You see what he just said? You see what he just said? Wait a second.
Yes.
I'm going to hold you to this one. All right. He said 2 sentences. I had to read a thesis. Okay. So,
Correct.
and I had to, okay, is it not true? I swear. He goes, 2 sentences. I was like, wait, are we talking about the same thing? You should have seen me. I'm sitting here
Now it's
sweating
down.
bullets. I'm
Well,
like, let's cut it
yeah.
short. Let's, you know?
Kids, keep it
Yes.
short and
Yeah,
simple.
keep, yeah.
Short and simple. Yep.
Well, less is more.
I always say that, but
Yes.
no, but
As
it was
you
great.
know,
It
From a
was
singer's
great.
standpoint, when I was younger, you're always looking for a venue to be able to sing in. And sometimes you have to create your own. You do your own recital, you pick your own repertoire, you hire a wonderful accompanist. But I'm saying, or pianist, collaborative pianist, please forgive me. But
Accomplished.
anyway, so for singers that are young and are either graduating from conservatory or looking to do an apprenticeship program, I think it's just an invaluable tool. So we've been using the word, it's an opportunity.
That's a
I
good
like
one.
that.
I like that. Very good. Very good. I like
It
that.
is. It's an
Very good.
opportunity
That's great.
for these young singers to sing. And my daughter recently graduated, my son from Manhasset High School, and they're both musicians, and they have friends that are musicians. And sometimes we're able to reach out, and we have some young singers coming from Philip Barsky is coming actually from, he graduated from Manhasset High School, but I believe he finished his studies. I think it was at Peabody. And what's wonderful is that you give these singers an opportunity
I like
to
that.
sing.
That's
And
good
I'll
for the
tell you, it's
headliner.
really
Yes.
invaluable because it's when you have to go out and do an audition, the more opportunities that you have to sing under your belt, the better it is for that singer. So I think it's invaluable. And I think that the singers are starting to sense that a little bit. Like there is a nice camaraderie that has developed amongst the singers and their support of one another. And it's
Yes.
like,
Nice.
okay, who wants to
Yes.
do the
They get
Lucia
along.
Sextet?
Yes.
Or who wants to do the quartet from
La
La
Boheme.
Boheme? So then you find these things, well, I'm available this day and I'm available. And then you put it together and we meet. And it's just, it's somewhat spontaneous, but a lot of them are well rehearsed and well versed in their repertoire. And it's very exciting.
It
And I
definitely
feel
is,
like it's a
yeah.
privilege to be able to sing with really amazing young talent. And it's exciting.
Kimberly,
Exciting.
tell them about how I'm much older than you, but when it was our time, we had to go to the venue. We had to go to the place to audition. It wasn't the kind of thing that you could take a video or
Yes,
you had,
right.
you had cassette tapes.
Right.
But, now it's a little bit easier, but far more competitive because you have wonderful singers.
Yes.
As Kimberly said, wonderful singers. And they're all now beginning to realize, oh, Opera Night Long Island. I can send my video there. I can send my cassette there and see whether or not I can get a slot.
Right.
Isn't it true
We
now?
And have
Getting
the
a slot
opportunity
is
to
tough.
sing live in
And to
front
sing
of an
live.
audience.
Correct.
There will be an audience there.
Yes.
And sometimes there are more than others, but I'm telling you, and thank you very much for promoting Opera
Yes.
Night. I want
Yes,
to thank
thank
you
you.
as
We
well. And the
appreciate
singers,
that.
thank you, because my friends who have children that are embarking on their careers and invested in their careers, they're just grateful that they have this because they know every month, I know there's one in Northport,
Right.
and I can do and possibly do that. And then we get invited to sing elsewhere.
Yes.
Nice.
So if you're selected to do that, and so if you sing your aria 2 or 3 times, and then you go and audition for Houston Grand Opera or something else,
You have experience.
you have experience under your belt.
And
You know?
you get an accompanist because a lot of singers have that concern. You know,
Yes.
who am I going to be working with? Who am I going to? And they have to hire an accompanist. We have an accompanist already there.
That's
And
great.
we have
right.
Kelly.
That's
We have
great.
Rick. So a singer has also it's like a ready-made concert. They have an audience.
Right.
You know, I mean, of course, we want them to promote our concerts,
Sure.
tell their family and friends. But the audience is there. They have the stage. They just have to put on the ballroom gown and prance on stage, and then they can have the exposure.
Yes, it's unbelievable.
And you know, Jackie
It
had
is.
said earlier something that's very interesting. They are now, they don't have to travel to Manhattan.
Right.
Right.
They don't have to spend a certain amount of money to try to,
Well,
to
it's a
get
long
there.
day.
It's a long
It's
day.
a lot of
long
money.
days, and
Days, yeah.
maybe have to take off from work.
Right.
They can come, and the audience can come to Northport, to Huntington, to wherever it is
Right.
we're performing, and for a nominal amount of money.
Well,
it-
that's
it's
right.
just-
amazing.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
just
It's a
so
cheap date.
attractive.
Oh, it
You know
is,
what?
it
You
is.
know what?
It's well
I
worth
realized
it. Well worth it.
in the church, like a couple of friends of mine asked
Yes,
me,
yes.
"What you do it in the church?" I said, "You have no clue
Yes.
what kind of acoustics
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
and how it
Unbelievable.
sounds
Correct.
in
Yes.
a church."
It does, I have to say.
Okay, so
When you
what
have the
you're getting
cathedral
when you have
ceiling.
that. Yes,
Sure.
exactly.
Yes, the acoustics.
Exactly, and the sound of it, you're sitting here and it gives you goosebumps. You're like,
Yes.
oh my God, is this really happening?
So, Kimberly, what is your favorite aria? You want to
Do
sing
I
a
have
little?
a favorite? I have. Well, actually, today we have something else.
Okay.
It's something that it's just 2 lines.
Okay.
From,
2 lines, you sure? Just 2? I'm gonna remember that. Just 2, okay?
I said 2
These are the
sentences.
You said 2
that.
sentences, 2 lines. Okay.
there's no accompaniment, so it's different than when you're.
Kimberly's
it is
taking it on.
acapella.
She's going to do it a cappella.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about?
It's a very familiar melody from an opera called L'Acmé by Léo Delibes. And it's the flower duet, and
Oh, I love the
the 2-sentence consolidation is that under the dome of the sky, the white jasmine and roses all collect on a beautiful river, and you laugh as you join and descend to the river together.
Wow.
Boy, I wish I had
She
something
will
like that.
she will sing this a little excerpt.
You want to
for
say
us.
the
Really?
title? What does it
It's
say?
in
In French, say the
it's
title.
in French. You want me to
Yes,
say?
yes.
Oh well, now I'm on the spot. So, sous le dôme épais, sous le dôme épais, où le blanc jasmin à la rose s'assemble, sur la rive en fleurs, riant au matin, viens descendons ensemble.
Nice.
Mon cœur, c'est sur la bonne. My heart is on the mountain right now. This is amazing.
Nice.
Also, there's it's Lakme and Malika.
And I'm sorry, that's right. It's a
and
duet.
So yes, it
between
is a
Lakme
duet.
and
So
Malika.
you're not going to hear. You're not going to hear the.
There's a second part. You won't have the accompaniment, but if some
Yes.
may be familiar from the
It's-
British Airway commercial, when we had commercials like that a number of years ago,
Right.
it came on the spotlight. So now when people hear it, it's like, how did I hear that before?
Yeah.
So take your stance here. Maybe we'll switch.
Okay.
Yay!
Do me pay la jasmin à la rose s'assemble. Rive en fleurs, rive matin, nous appellent
Kimberly
My favorite
only
duet.
knew she was going to sing this morning.
This morning.
Well,
Really?
it's about, well, you have to hear this part of the
Okay.
story. This is very funny. So, my son had to make cookies, bake cookies for Italian. Okay, so he picked this most advanced cookie recipe.
no.
You have to toast the hazelnuts.
Oh, no.
You have to, and God bless him, he was wonderful. Toast the hazelnuts, and you have to make ganache with heavy cream and melted chocolate. So he said, Mom, it's supposed to take 10 minutes. I said, no, Alexander. But it's actually, what's interesting is that the whole process was supposed to be an hour, but it was many hours later.
Really?
And no fault of his own. He was terrific. And it was something new.
It's a complicated
It was
recipe.
complicated, and he did a great job. It was outstanding. But it ended at 1:00 in the morning. and I didn't check my
late.
phone until 3.
Three. It was
And I
after
see a
3.
message from Isabella saying,
You're going on the show tomorrow.
"Are you available to me?" And I was like, So then at 4, okay, at 4, I hear a ping because I'm still cleaning the kitchen, and she
said, "What are you doing up there,
she
Sarah?"
said, "Oh yeah," and then she said, "Okay," and they want you to sing. So I said, "Oh, okay." So it was very interesting. So we're very grateful.
Thank
but it was
you.
really
You're
put
very
together
grateful.
rather quickly.
And
in
what a
terms
beautiful
of,
job.
Beautiful.
No, I thank you. But
Beautiful.
I really appreciate you having us here because
Oh,
it's
Yes,
really
thank you
been.
Love
so
having
much.
you.
It's been, and you too, Greg.
Oh,
And we
thanks.
also work with Greg.
Thank you. Now, like, oh,
I
you too, Greg.
No, you too,
No, I'm
Greg.
teasing you. Are you
You
kidding
too.
me?
Yes.
And I
And
appreciate
it's
meeting all
Friday
of
night.
you.
It's Friday night.
Yeah.
Night.
This Friday.
This Friday in Huntington.
This Friday.
In Huntington.
At what time? And it's going to be in Huntington, right?
Yeah,
No,
no,
no.
concerts always start at 7:30. Suffolk can't. Well, for this concert, most concerts are $10. Sometimes we have specialty concerts, and it'll be 15 or like $15.
Absolute bargain.
Oh
If
boy.
You
you
kidding
go
me?
to Lincoln
It's nothing.
Center, my girlfriend was saw La Boheme just there just yesterday. I think her one ticket was
Oh, at the Met?
$300.
Oh, I know. They're
$300.
insane.
Yeah,
It's
There's
insane.
parking, there's dinner. So
Beautiful.
come to us first. Now, please, all of you, go to Lincoln Center and catch those operas.
Absolutely.
But subsidize
Right.
that by coming to us because we'll present. Yeah, we'll make it very presentable to you, and we'll
You're going to love
feature
it. You
some of
can't.
those.
We love it.
It's-
And we've
it's-
never
you're
done
gonna
it
love
up until last year when we
Right.
met you. Yes.
And you may hear the cappuccino aria.
That could happen.
Bach wrote the coffee cantata.
The coffee
right?
cantata.
And
There
he'll
you
explain it in
Cantata.
2 sentences.
Yes.
Remember that.
No, I'll leave that one to you.
Oh, you'll leave that to
I'll leave
Oh,
that one to
thanks.
you.
Thank you.
But what language is it going to be in?
Right? What language? Oh, here we go. I have to give a quick shout out to Jenny A, Jenny C, Stacy, Letty. Thank you for reaching out. Letty and Roy, they're my dearest friends, and I just love them so much. I really, really love them so much. And saying hello to Susan, saying hello to the other Jenny, Eliza, Kevin. You know we love you, Melissa. So say hello to everybody, Mario, Choopy, Liza. Oh God, I hate with this. Grandma, give her a big hug and a kiss. Annabelle. I know I'm missing right now, and I'm really sorry because they're like my other family. But anyone else that I'm missing in the family, I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay. Cheryl, Gail, Stephanie, Geneva. Geneva. Is it Geneva? I wasn't
Yes,
sure.
Geneva.
Okay. Geneva. Rosemary Gridley. I hope John is doing well. Prayers are out to you. Give me a call when you get a chance. DJ Mike Torres, guy's a phenomenal DJ. Call him the worldwide DJ. He's really amazing.
He is. Mike, I want to
And
see
Barbara
you
giving
soon.
you a shout out, Barbara. I know there's a few other ones that I missed, and if I did miss anybody, John Gregory, Chloe Ann. And if I'm missing anybody, I love you, and I'll make it up next time, and I won't be late.
Now, I wanted to also congratulate Geneva Jones.
That's right. I'm
She
sorry.
made the Miss USA full-size model
Did she?
of the year.
Congratulations.
Miss USA, Geneva. You go, girl. She's been with the club for about 3 years.
Nice.
She wanted to try modeling. She never wore makeup in her life. You should see her now.
Grandma girl, right?
She's on our website.
Right.
So Geneva did a great
she's
job.
phenomenal.
We
She
had
is.
great times. Patrick came.
Really?
We watched all these women coming down the red carpet. It was great. We had a great time. So really, congratulations to her. And we love new people. Call us. Tell your friends. Watch, like, and share. Really, we're having so much fun.
And everybody knows whenever I come on the show, you never know because we talk about everything but who comes on the show.
Right.
So I don't lie, so I have to be really honest. I was here a little bit earlier. I felt uncomfortable. I had to drive home and drive back because I didn't want to miss it. I'm sitting there watching it. And I know a lot of people knew I was here and a lot of people would text me, where are you? Where are you? And I'm like, my throat is bothering me just a little bit. And I said, you know what? I don't care. I got to the car, I flew home, and I came back. So I apologize for
Thank
me being
you.
late and tardy.
But it's so good to have you
glad.
back.
No, but I will be back. I apologize for my voice. I'm kind of.
It's so much more fun when Greg's here because we just have that karma. You know,
I get to
he
get
gets to
annoyed
beat
at
me
it.
up. I get to beat him up.
I do.
You know, we get to tell funny
Everybody looks at it
stories.
like, you guys are a great team. I'm like, listen, I mean it. When I look at it like, all right, come on, fix your
Well, today
blouse,
I'm gonna
man.
cover it up,
cleavage.
you
What are
know?
you doing?
Yeah.
You know? And they think I'm joking, but I'm
What
not.
cologne are you wearing?
You see that?
Well,
Why have you
Apparently.
said it?
I have a little tidbit. When I met Greg, he told me he had 5 tuxedos.
I love
And I said,
clothes.
wow, you got to
You're
watch
hired.
out for a man who has 5 tuxedos.
this is true.
And then the next time I meet this guy,
Yeah.
and
He's got
he
10.
tells me
I know, right?
he's got 6
You
tuxedos.
see, it's looking like a high five. High five on that one.
I think we're in trouble. I
You know,
think
you
we're
had
in
to have the
trouble.
tail.
Yeah.
That's right, exactly.
That's great.
That's why you need one for a
that's
different
okay.
occasion.
Well, even a woman though, a woman needs just a bunch of dresses and tons of jewelry.
And that little black
And
dress.
the
Gotta
little
have
makeup.
See, but I have to be
Absolutely.
honest with you. I know we don't have much time, and I have to say this, but a woman, and it's the truth. A woman. There was a store years back in the city. It was 10 or less, almost like a dollar store, but 10 or less. And I would see all these dresses in the window, and I'm like, who's gonna buy a $10 dress? Okay, but we're talking years back. So now, I remember a lot of times I would go to conferences, and I'd have to go to meetings and dinners, and I remember I was talking to this woman, and I said, "That's a beautiful gown you have on. I mean, she looks stunning." And she goes, "Well, you're not going to believe it, but this dress cost me $10."
Well,
And I
that's
said,
a
"What do you
big
mean?"
thing for
And
a
she
woman.
mentioned, because I didn't, the $10 less store.
Yeah.
You act, if you accent whatever you wear, especially a woman,
Accessorize.
accessorize.
Right.
Can you
That's the
see a
best.
guy wearing a $10 tuxedo?
Wow.
No, well.
No.
But women do it.
For-
They know how to do it.
yeah, okay, I mean, or even listen, tuxedos are very expensive, and especially when you want it to sit. You don't want it all
Oversized.
one shoulder
One
shorter than the other. I mean, really, they have.
Yeah.
And he's a very, very look at the way
Look
he
at him.
dresses.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what?
Mr. Cole.
And I'll be honest with you, he is the reason why that I ran. I could say it. I don't care because there's no way. I
is
said
so
I just couldn't put a
funny.
tie on because of my
See,
throat.
he's honest.
When I saw him, I was like,
honest.
"She
That
didn't
is
tell me."
funny.
See, this is when I get annoyed. You didn't tell me they were coming on. You know what I mean? So I apologize.
Ah, that's great.
You look great.
So
That's
thank
a
you,
good
thank you.
story.
It
Really
is a
is.
great story.
Well, our last show we had, you should really try and watch it. We had a woman who does boudoir photography.
Ooh.
She was fabulous, and she showed us all how to pose when we take our pictures later. And the pictures came out great, but she has a business of boudoir photography. You go there.
Yes.
Her name is Sandy Rufo. You get your hair done, your makeup done, and then you open her closet, and there's all negligees and jewelry.
Nice.
You put on which one you like with the jewelry. You lay, you cross your legs, whatever way you want.
Provocative
And
posing.
Provocative photography. And I got to tell you, she was great. We had a lot of laughs with her. And you got to look at last week's show. It was great.
That's great. My niece had that
I know, I
done.
get a lot
She's gonna
running
get
through my head, too.
married.
Yes.
And
me
a
a
lot of
skull.
women about to get married have a whole album for their
Yes.
husbands.
Well, she brought
Oh,
the.
there you go.
She
No.
brought the
Oh,
album.
wow.
Never heard of that.
I know this is the newest thing. My niece had that done. Yes.
Well, she
Really?
brought the album, showed it on,
yeah.
and she did a great job, and it was a great show. And so, again, thank you to Sandy for last week's sponsorship. And we're looking for everything different because we don't have to run by the rules of everybody,
Right.
Because
That's right.
we make our decisions.
Yeah.
So
Great.
it's
But we'd like
great.
to thank
so
you
much
guys so
for having
much.
me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
What
you.
fun.
Thank you. It was great fun. Great fun.
You're welcome.
Have to thank one of our sponsors right here.
Yes.
OperaNight.org. That's where we have to look
Yeah.
up OperaNight.org. It's,
Yes.
Okay, so sometimes I know I said Opera Night of Long Island because this is the Long Island Breakfast Club show, so I'm correcting it. OperaNight.org. Please follow, like the page, like everything. Donations are very well accepted,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
because you have no clue
And
what it costs
volunteers.
to really
And
put something like this
volunteers.
together.
This is
You really know, and this
Okay.
is
Yes,
volunteering.
volunteering
So,
would be a big
so
plus.
you know, so
for many things, whether it's
Many
ushering or publicity or grant writing,
That's right.
it goes on and on. So we could certainly, if people have an interest in opera, please come forward. We'll find.
and if you know how to bake or cook, and we can have,
Oh,
that,
Yeah, that's
You have a boudoir.
that's it.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
So we'd like to thank our guests. Thank you so much,
Yes,
guys, for
thank you.
everything.
Thank you,
Jackie. Thank you for the
you.
sponsorship.
Thank
Very
you.
nice meeting you.
And thank you again for taking my job.
Yeah.
No.
I'm teasing, Jordan. Come on. You kidding me? I have to tease you. Jackson Hewitt, I want to thank our other sponsors. Jackson Hewitt Taxes, the Prince of Taxes. Prince, thank you so much. You helped out a lot of people, a lot of my friends, and they're very thankful for what you did. You kept them out of jail. No, I'm joking. You really did a great job. Thank you so much. Located right there at 1033 Franklin Avenue in Franklin Square, Oro Puro Jewelry. Teddy, I love you. I know I'm going to see you this week or next week. I know you told me to come by. I haven't had the opportunity to come by and see you, but I will. He's located at 733 Franklin, Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Avenue. And
He's a doll, and you'll get cappuccino when you go.
that's it. That's why you have to go to a jewelry store to go get cappuccino. Okay?
So
That's what she goes for.
Well,
and she gets jewelry.
I'm overdue to visit him, so. But he's
But
really
anyway.
good. You tell him the Breakfast Club sent you.
But we'd like to
Great
thank
man.
you. And in case I did miss anybody, I think I did miss Mariana, and I know I changed the feet. I'm sorry.
Tranquility Spa.
Angela, I know we haven't seen you in a while, and I apologize. But they have two locations, Tranquility Spa, which is located one in Levittown, one right also over here on Franklin Avenue, which is, I think, 1162. Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Avenue. I'm trying to remember all of these
Yes,
things.
and they are terrific.
And they're terrific. So
Head to toe.
everybody, again, thank you so much. Where's our cameraman?
There he is, and
Where is he?
I think he's right there, Justin. I see
Justin?
him.
How are you,
Thank you,
Justin?
Justin.
This guy does everything. He's an amazing
Yeah,
cameraman.
Justin,
So
thank
thank you so
you.
much for
Thank you,
everything that you
Justin.
do.
Great
And Patrick,
guy.
thank you, Patrick,
Patrick.
for taking care of her.
He's saying I got a headache.
I'm telling you, he's got a great opera scenario that's going to happen after the show, from what I heard. Again, thank you so much, and hopefully we will see you soon. And everyone, please come Friday night. You have to come.
definitely.
Yeah,
and
it'll
see
be
them.
really nice.
They are phenomenal. Okay,
And
so
yes.
and this is a
This is a wrap.